How's it going? It's 220 Prepper. Got a video. So I wanted to do a video on my Gen 1 budget battle belt. So I see a lot of people out there with their belts, and a lot of it's just like way out of certain people's price ranges. And I mean, that's cool. You know, some stuff works, some stuff doesn't, but not a lot of people are still on a budget. So I built this belt. I mean, some stuff I already had, so I kind of cheated. But I built this belt for about $100, and a lot of the stuff on here is actually pretty decent. So that being said, I'm gonna go through it real quick. Then I'll take it to the tabletop. So it's a Condor belt. Right here, I have my gloves. These are the half finger gloves with the knuckle duster. I'll get into it later. So my sidearm is Canik TP9. It is safe. So that's in the holster here. Right here, I've got a Condor double mag pouch. I have my IFAK on the back. I've got my knife right here, scout carry. I've got a double pistol mag right here. I've got a kangaroo pouch for a 5.56, and it also has one more 9mm magazine in it. So that's how the belt is set up. So I'll take it to the table, and I'll actually break down what I've got from there. Okay, so here we are. Belts on the table for a close-up view. So, like I said, I got my gloves here attached to the front with the metal hooks. I'm gonna switch these gloves out eventually, but I'll get into that later. So, Canik TP9. It came with its own holster, so I did not have to spend on that. These Velcro mag pouches. Backup knife, flashlight. I got an IFAK here. Like I said, the kangaroo pouch with, I put my my 22 magazine in here for my Mossberg 715. I'll explain why I did that in a few minutes. 3 mags, and I've got my knife here, which I have attached with zip ties, which again I'll get into real quick. So this here, my IFAK, I fell into the trouble of not knowing what to get, so I basically just got like something just to kind of take the pressure off. So here I needed a knife before I decided on the one that's on there now. So it's just a little backup knife. It's a good size, but this one is a Smith & Wesson M&P knife. It's a nice blade. It's a nice low blade. Standard flashlight. It's cheap, $10 on Amazon, whatever. I'll break into the price points in just a second. But here is what the belt looks like up close. Alright, so on to why I have what I have on here. I'll just make this real quick. So obviously, like I said, when I got my sidearm, it came with its own holster. So I'm like, oh, that's really good. I don't need to spend extra money on that. This Condor pouch here was $11, $12. The IFAK I got was $37. But the whole thing, the reason why I got this particular one, which is bare minimum, I kind of fell into a hole of, I was looking at this one, I was looking at that one. Should I buy this one? Should I buy that one? Should I build my own? And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to just find something real cheap. That way it'll take the pressure off. I've got something, and I'll be able to just, focus later on. So that's what I did. That's why I have this IFAK that I do, which I will make a video on soon, on if I should recommend it or not. This kangaroo pouch, which has my 22, but it holds any 5.56. It's a universal, which is why I got it, but I'm not a big fan of it. But it works, like, does the bare minimum of its job. It has an additional magazine additional pouch for my 9mm, and I have a universal pouch here and my knife here. So as you saw on the tabletop, my knife is actually secured with zip ties because I did not find a knife I wanted that fit my belt and fit the way I wanted to wear it with easily accessible. I had a bunch of good knives on here. I had a K-bar on here. I had my Glock knife on here. I had a bunch of really good knives, but I didn't like how they fit. And, this belt is not designed for, I'm going to war. This is like basic levels of training, just being able to do reloads and stuff like that. This will do really good for that. But if this is like your end all be all, there's certain things on here I definitely would change, unsurprisingly. But for a belt system that cost me $97, $98 total, this is actually pretty good. So would I recommend how I have it? Well, in all honesty, no, I wouldn't. I definitely would change this kangaroo pouch. That would have to go. This IFAK, nah. I mean, for what you get, maybe, but is it really, really all that good? Not really. And this double pouch here, effective, I would actually keep this. And this one here with the two pistols, or the two magazines, I keep that too. As long as you're not like, power sliding around, jumping over cars, but basic move and shoots, I'm bouncing, doesn't even move. These magazines are loaded, but, a little bit of bouncing, it doesn't really phase it. So if I had to give this letter grade, I'd say C+, just because as cheap as some of the stuff is, it is very effective. Obviously this is not how it's going to stay, but this is just a belt for people who are on a budget. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want any videos on anything I have specifically, just ask me about it. I'll either reply to you or I'll actually do a video on it. I'm going to do some videos on some of the stuff, but just in case you beat me to the punch. In the meantime, this is 220 Prepper, and I am signing off.